Good morning, everyone. All right, so we've got some decent movers today. The biggest problem this morning is that a lot of these are not tradable on TradeNet. You can see VKTX looks really good here, moving up nicely. Let me see, give me 1 second. But yeah, we got a lot of decent movers. There's VTVT as well, gapping up from 166 to 243. There's also TLYS, BLNK gapping up a small amount with low volume. AKS, TRXC looks decent. Now I can trade 4 out of 10 stocks today, and so kind of a bummer that all these stocks are not tradable on TradeNet. But it happens. You know, the last few days have been all right with if I'm talking about the amount of stocks that I can actually trade. But yeah, this morning's kind of rough. The biggest movers in the market aren't tradable. Good morning, Yez, Mitch, Matthew, Seven, Skynet. What's up, guys? I'll go ahead and post my watch list. This is my watch list for today. If you look at it, let's see. VKTX is not tradable. BLNK is tradable. VTVT is not tradable. TLYS is not tradable. Wow, more than half. AKS, TRXC is tradable. AKS is tradable. JILL is not. NGL is. PBR is. TTOO is not. So much less than half is actually tradable today. You know, the only thing I think I could try to move some of these. AKS looks good. What else? And TRXC maybe. You know, those are two that are tradable. I can also trade NGL. And so yeah, kind of a bummer. Hoping we can get a few more. Let me know if you see anything else that I don't see. Nice power zone. Good job, man. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed out I can't trade VTVT. I'm surprised TradeNet hasn't added this one yet, but you know, like I said, it happens. The last few weeks have been pretty good with regarding the amount of stocks that I can actually trade on TradeNet, and so for days like this to happen, I guess it's to be expected some. GM Power Zone, let me check it out. Wow, General Motors. Yeah, I'll add this one to my watch list as well. Yeah, it may look to short GM. We'll see. Looking at AKS here. So let's look up to see why some of these are moving. AKS is up a ton in the last few days, so I may look to short it depending on how it acts here. Also, TRXC is kind of riding the VWAP. It's a decent gap. I'll keep an eye on this one as well. ANY. ANY looks good. It's gapping down technically, but actually it's gapping up technically, but it's a cheap stock and it's moving a lot. So, and it's tradable on TradeNet. So, I mean, that kind of makes up for a little bit, really. That looks interesting to trade. So yeah, I'll definitely be watching ANY as well, just because it is actually tradable on TradeNet. Yeah, Power Zone is in the Power Zone, Mitch. UONE. Let me see. Most likely not, I'm guessing, but no, it's not tradable. Yeah, Chris is not tradable either. So yeah, days like this are going to happen. The last few days have been pretty decent on TradeNet, but You know, out of my original watch list, I built like 4 out of 10 were tradable in TradeNet, which is a bummer for sure. Yeah, I always check the news, Skynet. I'm about to do that now. All right, the first one I'm looking up is VTVT on the bottom right. All right, so VTVT is up on a licensing agreement with Nusora Biopharma Company to rights for VTVT's PDE4 inhibitor in China and other territories. So a licensing agreement deal with VTVT, that's ultimately the reason it's gapping up. It's a pretty significant gap up from 166 to 238 where it's sitting now. And it's also riding the VWAP really nicely. The next one I'm looking at is VKTX on the top left. It's probably the second biggest mover that I like right now. And VKTX is up on nothing. There's no catalyst that I see thus far on VKTX on the top left. And so that looks interesting. I wish I could short it. You know, it could easily push up. You never know how much these stocks are getting pumped up. But, you know, I'm definitely more short bias with it as well. Another one I'm looking at is TRXC. All right, so TRXC announced that LSU Health completes a purchase of Senhance Surgical Systems. TRXC is a medical device company, and they digitalize interfaces between the surgeon and patient, and which improves surgically invasive surgeries. And so they announced that LSU Health finished the purchase of the company's Senhance Surgical System. And it's also installed at the University Medical Center of New Orleans. So that's pretty good news for TRXC. That's ultimately why it's gapping up. I don't know how I feel about this one. Could go long, could go short. I don't know if it's necessarily extended enough for me to really be that short biased with it. And so I'll watch it and see. Another one I'm looking at is the bottom left. It's AKS. Definitely a high float stock by the looks of it. Just looks like a high float stock. You can see the white choppiness in the chart here. You can see all these white candles. All right, so AKS had some news that came out yesterday. And so they basically, AKS launched Trancor, a new grain-oriented electrical steel for power transformers. So they basically launched a new steel product. It's an electrical steel for use in high voltage power transformers. So that's good news for AKS. We'll see how it moves. I don't know how to feel about this one as well. I wouldn't say it's that extended. I mean, relative to the price, the range it usually has, it's a pretty big gap up for AKS. So we'll see. Another one I'm looking at is GM. Big move for GM this morning. All right, so GM received a $2.3 billion SoftBank investment. Yeah, so GM's self-driving unit gets a $2.3 billion investment. So that's good news for sure. Or maybe it's 2.2 billion. Both are saying different things. Yeah, it's $2.3 billion investment from SoftBank. So that's good news for GM. Received a really big investment of $2.3 billion. Moving on to NGL. Not my favorite one. You know, low volume. We'll see what this one can do. It's a pretty extended gap up though. So it may look to short this one depending on if the volume is decent. All right, so it sounds like it had good first quarter or good quarter four results. Yeah, income rose year over year and revenue beats the street view expectations. And so the good news for NGL, good quarter 4 revenue and income rise from last year. So good news for NGL. ANY must have had a catalyst from yesterday. No catalyst from yesterday for ANY. So that's the last one on my list this morning. Interesting list. We'll see what happens with some of these. Now, VTVT is not tradable, Mitch. Yeah, I can't trade VTVT. I've got a bummed out about it. VKTX and VT are easily my 2 favorite ones this morning, and both are not tradable, so kind of a bummer. Good morning, Sean. No, I'm not day trading crypto, Skynet. I'm just day trading equities. INO FDA data due on June 2nd. Need some more volume. CRIS. Yeah, we'll see what CRIS can do. The only reason I don't like it as much is because it went all the way up to 308 and then fell all the way back down to 250. Really, it touched where it closed at, or got close to where it closed at yesterday. It got down to 235, 7 cents away from where it closed. And so I don't know how I really feel about it. I don't know if it's going to do much. We'll see. GOGL. Yeah, this one's gapping up some. The volume's not quite there for me to really be too interested in it. We'll see. Good morning, Best. Mo. AJ. KTOV. Yeah, KTOV looks somewhat interesting. I don't think I can trade this one. Let me see. Yeah, this one's not tradable either. Days like this happen, really. You know, sometimes the stocks, like, you know, the last few days especially, almost every stock on my watch list has been tradable on TradeNet. And then today it's just kind of meh, you know. There's not that much. There's not that many stocks that are tradable. I can trade AKS, TRXC, GM, obviously, NGL, A and Y. And so I've got a few that I'm looking at. MDGL. Yeah, I usually don't mess with stocks this expensive, but this is such a huge gap up. I kind of have to look at it. Just a ridiculously big gap up for MDGL here. Alright, so it sounds like their drug achieved liver biopsy endpoints in patients with non-alcoholic steatohepatitis at 36 weeks in phase 2 clinical trial for MDGL. So good results for this bio drug, and that's ultimately why it's up. We'll see though. You know, it's kind of expensive for a bio drug. But yeah, I'm definitely looking at to short this one just because it's up so much already. You know, it's up about 30%, so big gap up here. GALT, Mitch, daily chart. You know, I think it'll probably get rejected at 5, but who knows? It's got a lot of resistance at 5. So about 28 cents until it reaches there. It also had a lot of support at 4, so those would be the two levels I'm watching for GALT. AIPT. Good morning, Eric Wade. What's up, man? Yeah, AIPT looks decent. I don't think I can trade this one either, though. Yeah, I can't trade it. Or Galt. Good morning, TJ. Outsiders. What's up, guys? Yeah, I can't trade WKHS either. Man, today's just the day of no stocks to trade. I like WKHS as well. CEI. I mean, it kind of bounced back. It's actually gapping up now, technically. About 0.4 of a share. APRI. Yeah, small gap up with this one as well. You know, it's weird. A lot of these $1 to $3 stocks are not tradable today, which is usually backwards, but A and Y is tradable. You know, gapping up some. It's a 60-cent stock, so weird. DWT. DWT. Yeah, well, like, the thing you got to understand about TradeNet, and somebody else really told me this, but it sounds plausible, is that they're more, like, their course and everything is more pushing higher, more expensive stocks. Like, they don't really recommend trading penny stocks. TradeNet doesn't. They're more focused on higher float, you know, not necessarily higher float, I should say, but they're more focused on expensive stocks over $20, you know, and so that's why that's why a lot of times the cheaper stocks aren't tradable. DWT. Yeah, DWT is looking good as well. I'm just hoping it's tradable. It should be. Yeah, DWT is tradable, so I'll watch that one as well. Yeah, VT is not tradable. Good morning, Ant. Yeah, high cap stocks is probably the best way to describe it, Mitch. Yeah, I like VKTX as well. I just can't trade it, unfortunately. Adelie asked, have I invested in my education or am I thinking of purchasing a trading course? You know, here's the thing. Before I go into it, every trader's different. You know what I mean? Every trader kind of has their own opinion on it. I study every night. You know, I really do. I study every night. I practice trading via on demand and stuff like that. Do I really think paying thousands of dollars for a trading course is necessary? Just in my opinion, I don't think it's completely necessary. I think you can learn most of what they teach you on the trading courses online for free. You know, but if trading courses help certain people, great. You know, I'm not hating on any trading course. I especially like Warrior Trading. I think they're great. They have a lot of free, good information out there as well. But I probably won't ever purchase, you know, one of the $4,000 trading courses. It's just not something I'm interested in doing. I think experience in the market will serve me better than that. But, you know, like I said, it may work for some people. It's just not something I'm interested in, if that makes sense. But I study every night. You don't really have to purchase a trading course to learn and to study. You know, you just got to take the time, study charts, you know, practice, stuff like that, you know. Yeah, it is strange, Brendan, that it's CFDs, but a lot of these cheaper stocks aren't tradable. It's just they're about high cap stocks more than low cap stocks. Yeah, I can't trade GILL or JILL. I watched it. Um, you know, it's kind of one of those things where it's like if you have the money, great. Kind of like trade ideas or something like that. Like if you have the money, great. I'm sure it's beneficial if you have the money to spend a few $1,000s on a trading course. If you don't have the money to do it, it's not completely necessary. I don't feel like. I feel like in this day and age with everything available online, I feel like you can find a lot of good free information. Yeah, right, for sure, seven. Yeah, but what's up, Ant? That's rough, man. Everybody go check out Ant's channel. It's called The Green Scene. I'll try to post a link in here. Everybody go check out The Green Scene, Ant's channel. Subscribe to it. It's a really cool channel. He reviews music videos with his wife or girlfriend, and really cool channel. Go check it out and subscribe. What's up, James? Oh yeah, man, and I get it, man. I relate to that for sure. Weekends, like whenever I do, like I wasn't able to put any videos out this weekend, but when I make weekend videos, that stuff takes me a long time because it's not even just editing, it's a creative process. You know what I mean? You got to like think about what to write, come up with an idea, write about it, and then record it, and then edit the video, upload it, write your description. It's just a long process. Good morning, James. What's up, man? Yeah, no worries, Ant. Yeah, check out Mitch Hawk's stream once this one ends as well. He'll be streaming, I believe. So go check that out once the stream's over. All right, so yeah, even though I can't trade them, the two biggest watches for me this morning at least are VKTX and VTVT. You can see they easily have them, the biggest moves in pre-market this morning. Unfortunately, I can't trade them though. This week hasn't been too bad for me. I've had two profitable days thus far. Hopefully, I can finish the week out strong today and tomorrow. Yeah, no worries, Tiny. Appreciate it. Nice, Mitch. Yeah, man, I'll check them out for sure. But yeah, I mean, I guess I'm watching AKS, and DWT's looking decent. I'm also keeping an eye on ANY. It's gapping up nicely now. May start testing that pre-market area. So I'll keep an eye on that as well. Brazilian basket weaving, huh, Seven? Sounds meticulous, you know? All right, so AKS gapping up from 458 to 482. Watching this one, really kind of wish I could short these two right here, but stuff like this happens. Sometimes they're tradable, sometimes they're not. TRXC seems to be finding some support at this 350 level, and so that's a point I'm watching with this one as well. I guess I kind of have to watch MDGL here. It's a more expensive stock at $175, but it's just gapping up so much already. It's probably gapping up, what, 35% now? So big gap up, 35%. What's up, Netron? What's up, man? Here, I'll get it. I'll get it, Ant. Hold on. Yeah, give me a second, Mitch. I'll post the link. Really, it'd probably be better if I post the link after this stream ends. Just because this, right in the middle of this one, that way. I mean, if anybody wants to go to it now, here's the link to Mitch's channel. But I'll post it again once the stream ends. But yeah, TRXC falling back down to 350. It's almost break even, especially if it starts to break underneath this area right here at 330s. I may short it down to this low at 325, just depending on how weak it looks. It had good news out, so I don't know if it'll ever get that low, really, but we'll see. ATIS. Yeah, ATIS looks good. I seriously doubt it's tradable in TradeNet for me. Yeah, it's not. But it looks good. Keep an eye on ANY. It is tradable for a 70-cent stock. And it's moving up nicely here in pre-market. So I'll keep an eye on this one for sure as well. This one's a former runner. I remember trading this one previously. You can see in July of last year it went up to 725. And it's had a few small spikes in between there. Not really small, actually. It went up to 390s from 230. Went up to 3 from 2. And so this one's a former runner as well, but it's well below $1. My target with this one probably be 75, 80 cents, depending on if it breaks this pre-market high right here. Yeah, appreciate it, Mitch. But yeah, I'm kind of bummed out. Can't trade VKTX or VTVT. Those are the two biggest movers. BIOC 7. This one's a former runner. I've seen this one move a lot lately. Or not lately, but in the past I've seen this one move a lot. Kind of a steady decline though, which happens to most of these penny stocks. Like most of these penny stocks you see are going to end up doing the same trajectory eventually, most of the time. Yeah, you can see last year this thing was at 164. It's creeped all the way down to 20 cents now, so happens to most of them. Alright guys, we got about 9 minutes left. Watching GM as well, you can see this one had a lot of volume. I'm really considering this one for a short as well, but we'll see. I mean, it's up a lot. Yeah, man, I wish I could short VTVT and VKTX. The overextended short pattern has been on point this week. It's been working a lot. If you look back, you know, like the last 2 days have been profitable for me from overextended shorts. But if you look at everything, you know, what was it, VTGN? Yep. Went up to 182 washed. What was another one from yesterday? TRXC maybe? Yeah, TRXC, same thing. Overextended short here. Gapped up over 10%. Failed at the open. And a lot more. So a lot of these overextended short plays have been working pretty decent lately. We'll see if VT can hold over 250. See how it acts there. It's kind of sitting right at 249 now. And so that's kind of the crucial level I'm really watching with VT. Keeping an eye on NGL as well. NGL, it had a good catalyst for this one. But it's just so choppy, but it's pretty extended gap up. I mean, it's gapping up from 270 to 1195. Not quite 10%, but close, you know. And so I'm watching this one as well. See maybe a short down to 11, just depending on how it acts. The volume's just really low with it. And DWT, let's look up the news for DWT. I realized I haven't done that yet. It's kind of creeping up. It had a pretty bad day yesterday, and then it rebounded some today in pre-market. DWT. DWT doesn't really have anything out with it. Is DWT an ETF? Let me look it up. Tiny, Tiny, here's the thing. Like, if you look at my older videos, I actually did trade on Thinkorswim for a long time. I did trade on TD Ameritrade. And I did pretty well on TD Ameritrade. I was actually, a profitable trader on TD. Eventually, I got tired of having to wait 3 days, of the PDT rule. I got tired of waiting 2 days every time I wanted to make a trade. And so I eventually switched over to Ustock and eventually TradeNet. But I like Thinkorswim. I think Thinkorswim's one of the best platforms out there. Yeah, that's what I kind of figure that, Netron. Appreciate it, man. DWT is an ETF. Is it a volatility-based ETF? Let me look it up. I just want to figure that out. Yeah, it is a volatility ETF. And so it's probably doing the same thing. Let's see the TVIX, UVXY. It's doing a little bit better than them, actually. So we'll see. Keep an eye on this one. Jordan Taylor asks, have you ever tried using volume by price on your chart to find support and resistance? I don't know if Thinkorswim has it, but I use it with MedVed, and it's pretty useful to confirm what I think I'm seeing as support and resistance. No, I haven't. Sounds plausible, though. I might try to mess with that after the stream and kind of toy around with it some. That might be correct, Jamie. I mean, I still think they're overextended. I think a lot of the time, especially with these cheap penny stocks, when a stock's gapped up over 10%, I think everybody that held it overnight starts covering at the open. And I think it ultimately starts to squeeze on the way down, if that's what you mean by it. I mean, I don't know whether, regardless, I don't know whether it works, why it works. I just know it works, for the most part. Yeah, not that I saw, and I didn't really see a catalyst for VKTX. Yeah, Tiny, I love Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim's really what I kind of learned on. Like, when I was talking about how I still study and practice every night, one of the biggest ways I do that is by Thinkorswim's on-demand feature. So I can go back and trade any day in the market on Thinkorswim with their on-demand feature. And so what I usually try to do is I go back 6 months or a year. So a lot of times I'll just go back to the same day last year. And I'll go to Twitter and I'll look for people's watch list on those specific days. And I kind of do the same thing I would do on a regular trading day. I kind of build a watch list for the day a year ago. And then I trade the open. I find stocks I'm interested in, pull them up on my screen, and then trade them via on demand, and just kind of practice that route. It's a really good way to practice trading if you want to get a good feel of like the open and the market and everything like that. The reason I don't do just last week or the week before is because a lot of times I'll still remember the moves certain stocks made. And so I don't think that's necessarily, how should I explain this? I don't think that's necessarily the best route because you might deep down understand what the stock is going to do. And so that's kind of cheating a little bit, if that makes sense. So I try to go back for the same day a year ago and build my watch list for it and trade it just like it's a real market day to practice on demand. But it's a really good way to practice. It'll give you a good feel of the market. You can kind of trade as much as you want. Like if you ever hate the weekends because you don't get to trade like me, I hate weekends because I don't get to trade. You can go back and trade any day from last year that you want, and so that's kind of what I do to practice. Tiny, so it's not using real money, it's just paper trading itself. But the on demand feature allows you to go back to any day within the last few years and retrade that day. So if I wanted to go to May 31st, 2017, I could go back to May 31st, 2017, set my time for 9:30 when the market opens, kind of build a watch list around that specific day, and then trade the open on May 31st, 2017 today. Just for practice. But it's paper trading. You can do it on Thinkorswim. All you have to do, if you look at the top right corner of your Thinkorswim platform, you'll see on demand. You click that, and then you can tweak the time, date, and etc. Stuff like that. All right, guys, market opens up in 1 minute. Alan asks, who should a beginner follow on Twitter? Really, the only people I follow on Twitter is just a bunch of people that put out watch lists, and so I can kind of see what they're watching. I've got a few other people on there. I can't think of anybody's name by heart, but mostly I just look at people's watch lists on Twitter and stock twits. All right, guys, we got 20 seconds left. Good luck, everyone. All right, market's opening up right now, so good luck, guys. Sorry, 7. All right, so there's the open. VKTX dropping some. ANY dropping some as well. We'll see if it holds over that VWAP area. MDGL dropping. TRXC dropping some, sitting under the $0.50. GM bouncing up some. It's at 41.78. We'll see what this one could do as well. ANY at 66 cents. AKS. EXPR, big drop on ANY. Big drop here. EXPR starting to move up. Express, a big run here on EXPR, breaking over the VWAP. VTVT dropping. Like I said, I really wish I could short these VTVTs. Big drop. AKS trying to move up here. Watching this one, see if we can break this 485 level on AKS. There's the break. It's at 486. GM looks like it's going to crack under the lows of the day here. Testing the VWAP now. This one kind of looks interesting here. DLTR cracking under the lows. Looks interesting for a short. TRXC volume is just a little low. Watching GM here, see if it gets rejected on this VWAP on the way down and breaks under 41.50. It's kind of what I'm watching for it. AKS pushing up here, breaking over that previous resistance. We'll see if we can get over that 487 point now. All right, AKS at 488. TRXC, I'm keeping an eye on this one. It's sitting right at 350. But GM is one I'm really watching here. We'll see if it can continue. Yeah, I can't trade it, VTVT or VKTX, unfortunately. VTVT looks like a picture-perfect overextended short, though. Watching GM pretty close here, as well as AKS. GM continues to kind of bounce in between the $half and the VWAP here. AKS here having that first 1 minute pullback looks interesting. CLNE and Momo. Yeah, CLNE running up some. There's the drop. Man, I'm kind of bummed. I couldn't take advantage of it on GM. This is really what I was looking for. Man. Started to focus on this one. Kind of aggravated. Noticed it coming. We'll see how it acts here. AKS, here's that first 1 minute pullback. CLNE looks interesting. I might jump in CLNE here. Don't really know how many shares to buy, maybe 50. There's GM bouncing back. All right, so I'm in GM with 20 shares. Let's see if it continues here. I'll let it test that $0.50. If not, just jump out of it. Really, I'll let it test the VWAP. Pushed up quick. There's the VWAP break. I'm out. 540 loss. It just turned around on me really quick. Kind of faked me out there. Glad I jumped out. You can see that reversal over the VWAP happened really fast. Yeah, there's just no way I can hold through that. Got out for a small loss. I'll take it. TTOO. Yeah, I don't think I could trade TTOO. AKS. Look at that wash on AKS. Massive drop. Same thing with CLNE. Yeah, TTOO looks okay as well. MDGL. I mean, I thought this one was overextended, but look at MDGL here. It just keeps going. Up to 209 now. 211. So 100% move in pre-market and after hours. Big move. Crazy. You know, GM looks good for a washout long, but I don't really like to trade this the same stock both ways. So, like, if I get in short with one stock, I don't really like to go long after that, because too many times what'll happen is it'll push up, I'll get in long, and then it'll drop, and then I'll get in short, and then it'll go up. And so I just try to stay away from it once I exit it, unless it starts to go back down in the direction I was originally looking for. AKS really choppy. The market overall is pretty choppy today, guys. Keys, KEYS. Let's see what happens with KEYS here. IMMR running up some as well. UONE's having a nice washout long. I don't think I can trade it though. ZNGA has been slowly grinding up. It's at 450 now. Yeah, there goes GM completely reversing in the other direction. Glad I exited. Crossed over the VWAP. SB looks halfway interesting. You can see SB kind of pushing up some. Volume's really low though. FRO. Just kind of steady pushing up here after a big gap up. I missed this one. Yeah, the only really setups I see that I like right now are maybe AKS if it breaks under these lows down here. Maybe look to short it. Maybe if AKS breaks under this VWAP here. CBay, look at CBay here, CBAY. Wow, crazy move. Look at this. Big move up to 13. All right, so there goes AKS here breaking under the VWAP. See if it holds under that point. NGL looks good for a short as well. I was kind of watching this one. The swings are just so big in it. Volume's low overall too. All right, so I don't see too much I like. The volume's a little low in the market right now. We'll see. I'm still kind of taking my time here. UONE. Yeah, UONE looks good. I don't think I could trade it, but it looks good. Yeah, it's not tradable, unfortunately. Aside from that, I don't see too much I really like. If AKS can continue falling and break under 480, I might jump in that one. AKER, salty. Yeah, AKER running good here. What did A and Y end up doing? A and Y. Breaking under these lows. A lot of times this is what I look for with a short. May look to short this one with a few hundred shares. Yeah, look at I here. Good call, man. This thing has been running lately. I know I've always said this, but I always think this stock is overextended when you look at the daily. But man, this trend is just strong. Up from 355 to 1761 in a month or so. 2 months. But yeah, A and Y still on that steady run here. Or steady fall here. Looking to short it under these lows on A and Y. Very obvious risk area at 57.84, 58 cents. Everything else, there's just a lot of choppiness in the market today, guys. So just be careful. At least from what I see, a lot of choppy moving stocks. CRSP. Yeah, CRSP looked good as well. Yeah, I know MR. It's crazy, man. Every time I look, I almost one day I almost bought a put on this stock, until I looked at the daily and just said, man, I better not. Like I don't want to catch a falling knife there. Um, this thing is just continuing to climb every day. It's up from $4 2 months ago to 1767. So definitely a lot of strength for I. All right, so I don't know if I like ANY now after this move. It broke over that previous support. Aside from this really choppy day. See if I can find anything else that looks halfway decent. TRXC looks okay. Starting to break back up here. TRXC. Breaking over the VWAP. And the $0.50. I kind of want to jump in TRXC here. I'm kind of just telling myself though, like I got to stick to what works, and what works for me is the overextended short. And so I need to just wait for my good setups. Maybe looking at AKS here for a low of the day break if it continues to fall. CDXC. Alright, so A and Y getting close to this low here. It's looking weaker and weaker. SB getting a little bit of a spike. You see it's at 341. Keeping an eye on AKS pretty closely here. Oh my gosh. Oh wait, never mind. Alright, so it's bouncing off of that support level, which was to be expected. Under 476 is where I'm looking at. Pull back on I. NGL starting to wash. Continues to bounce off that $0.50 area. One that I like for a short is VTVT, but I can't trade it. Just a really choppy day in the market though today, guys. All right, I'm in with 100 shares on AKS here. Gonna try to let it work. Small share size relative to the range of the actual stock. And so I'm just kind of taking my time here, seeing if it'll continue. Cracking under those lows. See if the VWAP follows it down as well. Something I want to see. See if we can get down to this 464 level is really kind of what I'm looking for. VT bouncing here. Up to 222. A and Y still kind of hovering around this low here. Should have used a little bit more shares. I'm kind of regretting it now. Just because this thing doesn't move too much. Very small range. All right, Tiny, have a good one, man. Or have a good one, sorry. I always have a habit of saying man after everything. CRSP. Yeah, rebounding some from that big drop. Yeah, I almost jumped in TRXC here for that washout long. Kind of regretting it now. Kind of thinking about adding on AKS here. I don't know whether I should or not. Considering it. But it's got the support at 470. I'll probably just let it work. Try to see how far it can get down here. The range is just so small, but look at I. Still testing this high right here. Man, I should have jumped in this washout long. I was really considering it with TRXC. Would have been a nice trade. Not the best day in the market. It's just choppy today. The only trade I'm kind of bummed out about is this TRXC trade just because I called it in the stream for a washout long setup. It eventually went up. I mean, it only went up about 11 cents after that, but it was a big enough move to take advantage of. Just didn't, unfortunately. See if TRXC finds some support where that previous resistance was at 354. There goes I, continuing its climb. Man, this one I'm sure made a ton of people money. This thing is still headed up to 820 now, 1820. Crazy, ridiculous move. RTTR. Mitch, that's rough, man. You'll bounce back, bro. Ooh, that's a gross chart. Yeah, like I said, today's been really choppy, guys. It's been really choppy. Kind of tough to find a good setup today. The rest of the week's been pretty good. Tuesday was good and Wednesday yesterday wasn't too bad for a Wednesday, at least for me. All right, there's a nice drop in AKS. Let's see if it continues here. May bounce off of 470. Yeah, I got to learn to add on these pullbacks. I said I was considering it. Just didn't. UONE. Man, look at this thing. Yeah, not enough volume for me to really want to jump in UONE. All right, so let's see if AKS can get under 470. There's a small crack. I'm going to go ahead and get out here on AKS. I should have used bigger sizing, but I'll take it. Basically break even on the day minus commission, so not too bad, but I just don't like that 470 support level right here. You can see if you look at the chart, it's got some support here. So that's ultimately why I'm getting out. Could continue falling. Wish I would have used bigger sizing with it. I mean, a tiny gain, but, you know. Adding out Kingman, no shorting on you stock trade. And of course, right after I say that, see, this is what I really need to work on, guys, is that, you know, I got in here once it got rejected. And so my trade idea was correct, you know. And then I even talked about adding, saying I really wanted to add on this push back up here. And I just let fear get the best of me. You know, if I would have added that 200 shares, I would be up 20 bucks on this trade, 20, 30 bucks or whatever it is. But I just let that fear get the best of me, you know, and it was a good trade. You know, this is my bread and butter right here. This is what, you know, this is what has helped me have 2 profitable days this week. The last 2 days have all been this overextended short pattern. It's the same pattern every single time. A stock breaks under the low of the day. You know, and I know I've gone over it before, but what I look for ultimately is a stock breaks under the low of the day. You can see the low of the day right here at about 477. And then it holds that area as resistance. That previous support at the low of the day turns into resistance, and then it continues to fall. And so I got to get better at adding on these pull-ups right here. When it makes a push back up, a small bounce, you know, like a bear flag, you know, and kind of the opposite of a dip. When it makes these bear flags right here, I need to learn to add on the way down. You know what I mean? And if I could do that, I think I'd be on point. C-Bay. Man, look at C-Bay swings here. But yeah, this is a good example of what I really look for here. UONE. Yeah, man, that's a rough looking chart, Mitch. Sorry that happened to you, brother. But you'll bounce back, bro. You're a good trader, man. I've watched your streams, man. You're a pretty talented trader, bro. So you'll bounce back. Oh yeah, there's definitely such a thing as too volatile, Randy. It happens to me. I mean, here's the thing: like, volatility is great for trading, but if you jump in, it's not even necessarily volatility. I'd say it is, for me at least, it's not having the patience to wait for good setups. Like if you see a volatile stock at the open, within the first 2 minutes, you really don't have any idea where it's heading. You know what I mean? So if you try to jump in too early in the first few minutes, a lot of the times it's just going to rebound or bounce back and just severely hurt your account. So something that made me much better is just waiting for at least the first 5 or 10 minutes to pass, letting the stock calm down a little bit and form support and resistance. Like I want it to form solid support and resistance before I jump into it, because if not, it's just a gamble. You know what I mean? It's just jumping in, gambling. Yeah, KIRK bouncing back onto the VWAP as well. At least testing it now. This one's had a pretty big move today. What's up, Raul? Right, that's exactly what I'm actually looking for. Shiz. That's kind of the trading plan I've been trying to come up with, is that I get in when it originally breaks the low of the day with a very small size, and then usually when it breaks the low of the day, it bounces. You know what I mean? And so I want to add into the bounce. Uh, that's kind of the setup. And then if it breaks that previous low of the day support area, I can just get out for a very obvious risk. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the strategy I've been working on, that I've been trying to do. Mitch is the original one that kind of told me that's probably something I should work on, and it seems plausible. AKS is continuing to fall here. It's okay. I got out looking around this 470 support area, and so I'll take it. I mean, it's a tiny gain. I wish I would have used bigger sizing, but oh well. MDGL. I mean, really, this week really hasn't been that bad. I've had 2 profitable days, and then basically a break-even day. I'm down commissions, which is like $5, and so that's okay. $6. So this week's been all right. I actually did good on Wednesdays. Wednesdays are usually my cursed trading day, and I actually had a profitable day yesterday, so I'll take it. ESEA. Yeah, MDGL, this thing is just making massive moves in the market. Low volume. We'll see what this one could do. The volume is just low. But yeah, MDGL, man, this thing was up 100%, over 100% now. What is it, 150% just about? So a crazy move on MDGL. And I just got to start trusting my setups. Like, this is a picture-perfect setup that I was looking for. GM, I mean, it ended up faking me out, but GM's kind of choppy. Let me look it up. Which float are y'all talking about? UONE float? I'll look it up from a few different websites. Finviz. Yeah, Finviz says it's a 1.64 million float. Quotes.wsj says it is a 1.64 million float, or the public float is 980,000. On quotes.wsj, and then Market Watch says it is, yeah, so the public float is 980,000 for UONE. What did VKTX end up doing? Man, look at VKTX here, guys. Wow, this one went crazy. Really nice washout long setup here. If there's one long setup I really want to get good with, it's washout longs. You know, I think that's probably one of the most reliable setups, is a washout long. And now if you're wondering what I'm talking about, it's when a stock originally drops at the open and then breaks the high of the day. You can see when it broke over the VWAP in the high of the day right here, the volume just picked up, and this thing went on a crazy run up to 850. And so that's that is the long setup I really want to kind of tweak and get good at, just because I think it's one of the most reliable. Yeah, well, Brendan, what it was is the shares outstanding is 1.6 million, but the public float is 980,000. Yeah, I don't know what it is, Power Zone. This is a mystery to me now. Just from a few different websites, the shares outstanding is 1.6 million, and the public float is 980K. So that's from a few different websites that all said the same thing. ADAC, AVGR. I mean, ADAC, it's just not my style. It's just no volume. It's an OTC stock, so I can't even trade it. AVGR, really I could go either way. If this one pushes up and breaks this 177 level, maybe a good long. If it continues falling, breaks under 165, maybe a good short. I don't know. We'll see. His eye still running, man. Eye still is running. Had to pull back to 18. Who knows what this one's going to do. But yeah, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close the stream down now. Everybody, if you want to go to another stream after this one's ends, you can go to Mitch's stream. You can follow it here. Let me make sure this is the right one. Yeah, if you want to go to Mitch's stream, you can go to it right there via that link. He's going to stream now, I think, on his TradeNet demo account. And so go check out Mitch's stream. Hopefully, I'll be able to bounce back and do a little bit better tomorrow. But at the same time, this week's been a pretty good week. I've had 2 profitable days, and today is basically a break-even day, a very small loss on the day. And so I'll take that. Hopefully, I can finish the week off strong tomorrow and have a good... have 3 out of 4 profitable days this week, hopefully, if I do well tomorrow. So we'll see how that works out. But, yeah, guys, like I said, I'm going to go. Yeah, my son's fine, Kingman. I appreciate it. Yeah, he's back at school today. It's weird. He ran a fever at school the day before yesterday. And then the entire time he was home, he was feeling fine, no fever or anything like that. And so we told his teachers to watch him, but he's back at school today. Yeah, no problem, James. But yeah, everybody go check out Mitch's channel. There's a link. Here's the link again. He'll be streaming as well, so go check it out. And yeah, guys, if you haven't already and you want to watch me day trade live every weekday morning, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I day trade from 8:45 a.m. until about 10:15 market time. So make sure you subscribe to us if you want to see that every weekday. Also, if you want to do me a favor and you want to help support this channel, click the like button right now in this video. I definitely consider it a favor if everyone could click the like button right now. And I appreciate all the support, guys. But yeah, guys, good luck for the rest of the day. Go check out Mitch's channel, and I'll see you all tomorrow at 8:45 market time. Good luck, guys.